What's going on, guys? The Comics Kid 2099 here. Welcome to day 38 of the 365-day graphic novel review challenge. Today, I want to talk to you about House of M, War Zones. This is a 4-issue miniseries that ties in with the 2015 Secret Wars Big Event series, and it is written by Dennis Hopeless and Cullen Bunn, with art chores by Marco Failla and Ario Anindito. So once again, I am going to sound like a broken record because I am going to complain about Marvel yet again having a very short amount of issues, 4 issues, and not being able to have one single artist cover those 4 issues. In this case, for some reason, they weren't able to get one artist to do the entire miniseries, so they got 2 guys to each do 2 issues for this 4-issue miniseries. Now, in this case, I actually like both of these artists. I like the art in the first 2 issues, and I like the art in the second 2 issues. But the reason that I keep complaining about this is because most of the time, these artists have very different styles, and it takes me out of the story when I go from issue 2 to issue 3, and the style is entirely different. If you had 2 artists who had very similar styles and you put them next to each other, it wouldn't bother me as much. But here, these 2 artists are extremely different. The second guy, Anindito, his art is very manga inspired. I was thinking while I was reading this that it would have been really cool to have seen him on a Runaways book, because I think that the Runaways is a series that is kind of manga-ish and would work very well as kind of an American manga. And so I was thinking that it would be really cool to see him do a manga series for Marvel. But his art is extremely different from Failla. But both of them are very good artists, but it bothers me whenever a very short miniseries like this and they cannot find one artist to do all 4 issues. That's just weird. I've seen ongoing series where any artist is able to commit to a series for longer than 4 issues, so it's really strange to me that during this time Marvel was not able to find any artist, it seems like, who is able to commit to one miniseries for 4 or 5 months. But that's a thing that I'm going to keep complaining about for as long as it keeps being a problem. Let me move on to the story. The story here is that this is a world very similar to the original House of M story from, I want to say 2006, where Magneto is the king of the world, mutants reign supreme, humans are not slaves like they are in the Age of Apocalypse, but they are definitely second-class citizens, and if they try to fight the power, if they try to change the system, they are going to be put down hard. And this story has 2 simultaneous things kind of dovetailing together. You've got the human resistance movement, specifically Felicia Hardy, Clint Barton, and Misty Knight. They are trying to assassinate Magneto because they're humans and they don't like being second-class citizens. And then you've also got Namor working with Quicksilver, trying to assassinate Magneto so that Quicksilver can become the new king and he will work more closely with Namor. And those 2 things kind of happen simultaneously, and then there's lots of twists that abound. I think that this is a very fun and enjoyable story. If you like the world of the original House of M, you are definitely going to enjoy this. Now me, I did not like the original House of M miniseries, but not because of the world or the characters or the status quo. I actually liked all of that. I just felt like the original 8-issue House of M was just badly written. This takes that world, takes some of those toys and concepts, and plays with them in an interesting way, and does it in a very well-written story. I think that Dennis Hopeless is a very great writer. I'm a huge fan of Cullen Bunn. I would really love to see those 2 work together more often. For example, those 2 are going to be doing X-Men books this year. I think it would be really awesome to see them collaborate together on X-Men books, or just both of them maybe handling the franchise in the future. I think Hopeless is going to be doing one of the side X-Men books. I can't remember which one, and then Bunn is doing X-Men Blue. But it would be really cool to see these 2 guys collaborate more often, because this story, they really knock it out of the park, and separately they often really knock it out of the park. So I was really glad to see that I enjoyed this story much more than the original House of M story, and like several of the other tie-in events for Secret Wars from 2015, you do not need to read the original Secret Wars event to read this, which made me very happy because I don't like having to read something else in order to understand and enjoy something that I want to read. In this case, if you have no interest in reading the big Secret Wars event itself, but you want to read some of the tie-ins like I'm doing, you can read this one just fine without having read the original Secret Wars, or the 2015 Secret Wars. And I would even say you don't have to read the original House of M story from 2006 to read this. I think that this gives us this world just fine. You don't need any prior knowledge of the original House of M to read and enjoy this story. I think that it handles itself very well in that regard. So those are my thoughts on the Warzone's House of M miniseries. I hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back tomorrow with a different kind of video. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of your day. Catch you later.